In this video, I will reveal Eric Chien's chocolate Rubik's Cube magic on Asia's Got Talent. Here's what happened. Eric begins the trick by pouring chocolate into a glass bowl. He then starts filling his left hand, when all of a sudden, a Rubik's Cube falls out. He asks a spectator to mix up the Rubik's Cube and cover it with their hand for now. He then cups his hand, fills it with chocolate, and, upon pouring it onto the table, a large cube suddenly appears. He solves it in an instant by shaking it. After this, he asks the spectator to lift their hand, revealing that the Rubik's Cube they had been holding is now magically solved as well. He then covers the solved Rubik's Cube with his right hand while shifting focus to the large one in his left hand. Suddenly, the miniature Rubik's Cube transforms entirely into chocolate. He then takes the large cube, smashes it onto the table, and upon impact it instantly transforms into chocolate as well. Now the explanation for this trick is quite simple yet clever. The initial cube production required a quick load into his right palm, which happened the moment he went behind the table to pull out the bottle. The bottle he held helped hide the palmed cube behind it in the same hand as he poured out the chocolate. He flashed that very palmed cube here when he removed the bottle. He then subtly readjusts his grip to prevent the palmed cube from slipping out, reaches into the chocolate bowl to grab a few chocolates, and discreetly transfers the cube from his right hand to his left. He continues to flash it briefly before finally producing it. For the next trick, as he places his hand over the mixed-up cube and transfers it to the volunteer host, he executes a very clever move. To fully understand this, we need to take a closer look at the table. Notice near the top right area of the table, there is a large square cutout, along with a relatively smaller square cutout near the center right here. What you are seeing here isn't some random pattern. This is no ordinary table, but a specially designed gimmicked table that allows objects to be switched out seamlessly. In this exposed demonstration, we can see how this mechanism works. After taking the mini-cube, you can see he places it precisely on the square near the center of the table. The moment he covers it, he activates the switching mechanism, replacing the original mixed-up cube with a solved miniature cube before transferring it under the host's hand. Following this, he grabs some chocolates and drops them at the top right corner of the table, right where the cutout we spotted earlier is located. At this point, you may have already caught on as to what is about to happen. This large Rubik's Cube popped out from the base of the table using that same switching mechanism. This also explains why, as the cube appeared, the chocolates started flying upwards and away from its origin. This large Rubik's Cube he produced may look like an ordinary one, but in fact, he specially prepared and gimmicked it in a way that allows him to instantly solve it by waving it. Here, he doesn't require an extreme level of dexterity to solve it in one hand. This is because it is designed in such a way that allows him to solve it instantly by shaking it. Contrary to what it seems, no extreme dexterity is required. If we look closely at the moment he shakes the cube side to side, we can spot a flap mechanism subtly moving upwards in one frame. This mechanism works by simply twisting two segments of the cube, which is the only actual finger movement required. Each of the flaps show a mixed pattern on one side and a solved color pattern on the other. Other than that, the cube solves itself as the flaps automatically fall into place. With the audience now focused on the solved miniature cube, his left hand moves behind the table. Right here is when he swaps the flapped gimmicked cube for another specially prepared cube that will serve as the final trick in his act. But before he gets to the final trick, he covers the miniature cube with his right hand, secretly switching it out for a chocolate cube, before revealing the transformation. Now for the grand finale, the chocolate cube that he had switched earlier from behind the table is smashed onto the table. Upon impact, it opens up in such a way that the inside faces of the hollow cube, which are entirely black, blend seamlessly into the black surface of the table, as you can see in this illustration. This clever camouflage effect makes it appear as though the large cube has really turned into the chocolates, concluding his incredible performance. Behind this mask, only the truth remains till we meet again.